So but you have made an effort to use remote viewing to learn something about the UFO mystery.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Many things. And have gotten absolute proof, real world confirmation back on quite a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
For example, everybody says, oh, they're so much more advanced than we are. Not always true. We found out long ago that you can move things by exploding them, by exploding something, and it'll blow things out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
They found that you can move things by magnetism. We have taken the exploding idea, captured it, made it into rockets, made it into internal combustion motors and all that, so that we move things basically by exploding gas and fuel. Over that same period of time and longer, they have taken the same, you can move something with a magnet, and developed it into their way. Now then, you go through space, you can't take enough fuel to go through space. But planets have magnetism. Mm-hmm. And using magnets, you can use the planets to guide your ship and to power it. Okay? And, you know how a UFO will go slowly over the land. And then the reports are it shoots up. You have a magnetic drive over an iron core planet. It's dangerous to the pilot, and all the ground, the magnetic field varies as you go across. So as they fly low, they're going to fly slow. Because if they don't, they're going to hit all those bumps and crash. But when they want to go fast, they have to get away from all that irregularity, so they immediately shoot up, and then they can go fast. Mm-hmm. It's because they have magnetic drives. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean they're more advanced than we are. It just means they advanced in a different direction.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I could ask many more questions about UFOs.
Okay.
Have you looked into the types of persons or individuals that are operating these devices?
Well, yes. Unofficially,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Also, we, both in the unit and outside the unit, we found 4 ET bases that are right here on Earth. There are probably more. We have identified 4 and gotten absolute confirmation on 1.
And in fact, I think we discussed this in a previous interview.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
And, after I got out of service, we discussed this too, I think. I was asked to do a study comparing human psychic ability with ET psychic ability. And now the ETs there are thousands of thems, okay? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to comparison of psychic ability, I was able to, by going through the documented records and all that, not by remote viewing, but going through the documented records, I was able to
UFO literature.
Yeah, stuff that didn't get into Blue Book and stuff like that.
Military files.
Files.
Okay. Files of research organizations.
I'm carefully wording this. Files.
Files.
Okay. And I was able to cut them into 4, friendly and unfriendly, highly psychic and not very psychic. Okay. And that cuts them into 4 categories. Now, the grays are in all 4. Mm-hmm. Each species out there will have somebody in each one of the 4. Okay. What I found from the documentations was basically that the unfriendly non-psychic ones don't like us. They don't come here except by accident. The friendly non-psychic ones are here for trade. That's it. They just want trade. The friendly psychic ones are very interested in us developing our abilities. The unfriendly psychic ones, they want to wipe us off the planet. They just want us dead. And I couldn't figure out on those last two what's in it for them. Okay. And one document gave me the answer I came up with, which is my interpretation. Okay. I'm not saying it's absolute truth, but it's my interpretation of all these studies, and it's what I put into the document that it later turned in and was classified and disappeared. And that is that from this one incident, the psychic ETs are more psychic than we are. They're more powerfully psychic than we are. But they have to be right over you. They have no range at all. Okay? And they have to be right over you in order to capture you and all this other stuff. Humans have very weak psychic ability, but we have range that goes through time and space. We can see across the universe as easily as we can see across the room. If we develop our strength and maintain that range, when we get into space, we will be a major power in space. That's why our friends want to help us and our enemies want us dead.
I see.
Now that's my interpretation of what I saw.
Based on having access to files.
To files, yes.
Okay.
To documentation,
Yeah.
right. Uh-huh.
And how about, have you endeavored to use remote viewing to validate any of this information?
Not really, because I wouldn't get feedback anyway.
Yeah.
So, why bother?
The possibility of feedback is crucial.
It really is if you're going to judge what you're doing and database what you're doing.
Yeah.
But also, if I found out that information, if I'm going to sit down and do a 2 or 3 hour session, I'm going to try to bring home a missing kid.
Mm-hmm.
What the ETs do, I don't have any say-so in that. But if I can help bring home a missing kid, oh yeah, or a missing soldier, then I'm not going to waste my time on ETs. I really don't care about it. They're there. I know they're there. They're here. I know they're here. And so what? That doesn't get my trash out to the street on Friday morning. And so.
Well, I promised the viewers in our introduction that this would be kind of free-for-all conversation.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to, if you have any questions you'd like to pose to me, maybe this is a good time.